How you going? My name's Jake Edwards. I'm from Canberra. I've got an automotive business called Jake's Performance. I'm sitting in my yellow Torana that I've had since I was 18 years old. A little bit of interesting information. It's actually a genuine SLR, six-cylinder albeit, but it's a genuine SLR, and that sort of scares a lot of people with what I do with it. So this vehicle's had a heap of different combinations in it. It's had multiple turbocharged 308s. It's had turbocharged big block Chevys it's pretty famous for, but it's back to how it was about 20 years ago. So it's actually running this single turbo 308, very similar to 20 yeyears ago, yeah. So it's currently running a torque power intake manifold, which has been modified for fuel injection. So it has 8 2,200cc injectors in it. I run a Mega Squirt ECU. I have a Turbo 400 transmission with a SDE converter, Melbourne company, and I have a 9-inch diff with a 3:0:0 diff ratio. So very good highway manners. Well, I came to Drag Challenge with a view of trying to run a single digit or equivalent to a single digit number at each track. Obviously we're at an 8th mile today, so that makes it a bit hard with the calculation, but so far to date it's going pretty well. I went 985 on day 1, 951 day 2, and it's just gone 590 day 3, which calculates out to actually a 917. So I'm very, very, very happy with how it's going at the moment. Yeah. Knowing that there was going to be so many entries, I was actually pretty horrified when I heard there was going to be 270 entries, and I thought we are going to have no time. So my whole philosophy was get here early, get in, make a run, have a sensible goal. Like, I mean, a 990 out of this car is still reasonably fast, but it's quite achievable, and it's surpassed that now very easily, and I'm very, very happy with the performance so far. But yeah, get it in. I heard a funny term in the US when we were over there, and quite a few of the races over there was that their motto was one and done. Just get it in, make the hit, leave, swap it back over. And to date, for the first 3 days, we've been able to do that. Had a real major issue at Calder. I'm a bit heavy on the braking, so I've gone through first pass. I honestly did not think it was going to go 146 miles an hour. I thought I had something in there to probably go close to 132, 133. I sort of didn't have any intention of packing of pulling the chute. I'm not really very good at packing it, even though I've raced for this long. So I thought to myself, I'll be right. And then I thought, as I cross the finish line, I'm going, sort of thing. So I jumped on the brakes, too heavy as usual, locked the left front, got off it, got on it, got off it, got on it. It was ugly. The left front tyre popped at 146 miles an hour, which is about 240 kilometres an hour. It had very little steering. It had basically no brakes. At that point, I thought I should pull the chute, so I did pull the chute, and pulled up, all good, no problem. Just destroyed a wheel and destroyed a tyre in the process. So straight to track, we changed the front wheels, the rear wheels. I moved 2 fuel hoses in the boot. I flick 1 switch in the boot. I download the methanol program. So when I'm racing it on the track, it's on methanol, and when I'm driving it between the tracks, it's on 98 pump fuel. Day 1, 2 and 3 were effectively that silly term, one and done. We would get in, make a run, load up, go. Had a fantastic time. Day 4, I turned it up a little bit more, left really hard, was on a really good pass, and then we had a massive cast iron exhaust manifold explosion, which was a really odd one. I've never sort of seen anything like it. Anyway, so that sort of ruined the show for the day. Struggled to get one in town at Swan Hill. Hunted around Facebook posts and what have you, and we turned up a couple of them actually. Now that turned into quite an ordeal because the manifold has got an enormous hole in it, and we ended up cutting the guard off my trailer and bashing it around on the trailer to sort of fabricate some sort of plate to try and cover this massive hole. Now, so we do that, we get going, it sounds absolutely awful, it sounded like a tractor. We get 60 Ks, we're pulling into Sea Lake. And we'd lost the alternator, so the alternator wasn't charging any longer. And when you have thermatic fans and it's quite hot out, and electric fuel pump and ECUs and all that sort of thing, they grind to a halt pretty quick. So bit of a desperate sort of attempt. We got in there and yelling at the locals saying, "Where's the mechanic?" And they told me to do a U-turn. So did a U-turn, got down there, met this chap, and yeah, so what had actually happened, the exhaust gases had started to sort of spray on the back of the alternator, and it melted the regulator off and just absolutely destroyed it, stopped charging, and we stopped at Sea Lake. So this is the gigantic hole I was just talking about. Pretty messy and quite loud. So this was the mud guard off my trailer. So like I say, we bashed it around and got it on there, and we pulled up at one point and even tried throwing some tech screws in here to try and stop it burning the valve cover gasket, because it's just there. So we're sort of quite concerned with fires and all the rest of it. So it was truly horrendous. It was the longest 300 kilometres I think I've ever done. Yeah, my wife wasn't real pleased with me. So we made it into Bendigo, and we met a fella at the track at Swan Hill, and he was pretty sure that he had a mate who had one. He was about 100 Ks from Swan Hill, I believe, and then so he's driven back to his hometown, picked up the manifold, sent me some pics of it, thumbs up, let's go, all good. And then he so kindly drove like 100 odd kilometres to Bendigo, where we'd sort of managed to get a hotel, and we worked on it, getting all the broken studs out of here, retapping threads, swapping studs over, yeah, and getting it back on. We got it all done by, it wasn't actually too bad, by just after 10 PM last night. So had a really good sleep and nice easy drive down here to Calder today. It's been, yeah, the car's been absolutely fantastic. Doesn't get hot, just doesn't sort of do anything wrong. I've been really pleased except for this. I was thrilled to bits if it was going to run a 990 sort of thing at the start of the week, you know, because it is, for all intents and purposes now, it's a genuine street car. It's fantastic, you know, so I'm so happy to be here and so happy to have finished, you know.